Welcome to a new installment of the Hateful Geeks. Minions, this time you can see us.
Terrifying.
Frightening. We've got inspired by our last episode where we talked about Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, I really suggest doing it, especially if you've seen the movie. We had a conversation about overrated and shitty villains, like villains that really have no business with the followings that they have, villains that are just downright inept, or villains that are just aren't good villains. And as we all know, a good villain makes your movie or comic book or book. We're only as good as our villains, right, Andy?
Correct. I agree with this.
Right.
Wait, Phil and Andy agree?
We do.
Oh, I thought that was a call out. Like Andy is a villain.
Doomsday. High five through the interwebs. Yes. These villains make your hero good. Flash, he's got some decent villains. I wouldn't say they're as good as the Batmans, but it is what it is. So this week, we're going to be talking about some just downright shit villains. Welcome back to the Hateful Geeks. I'm Phil.
This is Sweeney.
I'm Andy.
And this is Tim.
And this week, we had some inspirato our last episode. We're going to talk about some villains that just rub us the wrong way, frankly. As we were discussing in our opening of villains, I mean, look at the Batman's villains. At least his A-Squad is some of the greatest villains in the history of pop culture. I mean, he's also got villains like Calendar Man and the White Rabbit and Victor Zsasz.
Yeah, Kite Man's my favorite.
Kite Man.
Yeah, Quilt Man.
Kite Man. But
I will
let's be
admit,
honest.
for every amazing villain that Batman has, he has some pretty shitty villains. Polka Dot Man, Kite Man, Calendar Man, Crazy Quilt. Like,
Crazy
Quilt.
Crazy Quilt.
I can't think of the villain's name, but he's got literally one that just throws ketchup and mustard.
Condiment Man.
Condiment Man.
Thank you.
Or Condiment King.
I literally couldn't think of the word condiment.
I like how you were doing,
King.
like, we're now on video and you're tweaking your nips over there.
Yeah, fuck it.
Whatever.
So, but yeah, as we all understand, a good villain makes a good IP. So we decided to do a little brainstorming and come up with some villains that just downright fucking suck. And gentlemen, with your permission, I'd like to kick it off this week.
Go for it.
Awesome. So you guys know that I'm like the Superman fan, next to our good friend Keith Creedon, or that we had.
Sorry, Andy was like moving pillows. I don't know what the hell was going on.
It was bothering me.
But you guys know that I'm like a hardcore Superman fan, and I love his villains. I think they're almost as good as the Batman's villains.
Some would say fanboy. It's okay.
I'm a fanboy. I like Lex Luthor. I love Doomsday. I think even Metallo and Toyman have their places. But Darkseid I would consider like the greatest Superman villain. Yeah. But Superman's got some shitty villains too. He's got a lot of shitty villains. Mr. Mix-It-Pitlick, for example. Not on my list, but my number one shittiest Superman villain is from Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, Nuclear
Best movie
Man.
Ever.
Oh, okay.
That movie's,
I don't bring up fucking Schumacher Batman, so you don't get to bring up Superman's 3, 4, or Superman Returns.
Is that
These do not get brought up in conversation.
Is that the one with like evil Superman as well? Like
no, that's Superman himself? 3. That's the one with
I couldn't remember if that was
the
3
comedian
or 4.
whose name
Richard
is escaping.
Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Yeah. I couldn't.
When the woman
try
gets
to
like
synthesize
entangled by
kryptonite.
the wires and everything, and she comes out of the machine all.
Now we can all see Andy's mannerisms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one too. Nuclear Man is far worse, even than like evil Superman, because evil Superman's actually kind of
explain
cool.
Nuclear Man to us, please.
So in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, Superman has decided unilaterally that he's going to disarm all the nuclear powers of Earth. He's just saying, no nukes, no nukes.
And he is going to the Cold War.
Yeah,
this was technically during the Cold War. Yeah, it was about the mid-'80s. Accurate. So, but yeah, so he's going to either like he goes to the UN at the beginning of the film. He's like, I'm Superman, and no more nukes. And a lot of the normal nations are like, sure, okay, we'll get on board, Soups. But what about the crazy motherfuckers like Kim Jong-il? A lot of people don't want to play ball, but this is Superman we're talking about. He literally stops 2 nuclear missiles in the first movie just by turning back time. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's a Superman power.
Hey, it's legit. Leave it alone. It happened.
Sure.
Canon. So yeah, he goes on. There's like a big montage of him going from like group to group, just like gathering up all their nukes. Like, and they're literally in like full missile form. Like nobody decided to disarm a warhead. There's like, here's the whole missile, soups. And ignore the fact that this militarized, like weaponized uranium probably could have been like repurposed for, I don't know, energy and, making some third world countries into first world countries. Fuck that. Superman's like, nope, just throw it in the sun. So
that's a good idea.
A couple countries are like, fuck this, and they actually launch theirs, and he has to catch their nukes. And so he catches all the nukes, and he has them in a gigantic net in space. I shit you not, it's a gigantic fishing net in space.
God.
All the nukes. And Lex Luthor, who's gotten out of jail for like the 15th time, because they can't make a Superman movie.
I love Christopher Reeve, but I mean, like...
I think... Oh, I mean, Christopher Reeve probably had to eat, but like, I think Gene Hackman just did it because... He's Gene Hackman.
Or Gene Hackman.
It's a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, the paycheck. Hackman.
Awful.
So Superman has gathered all the nukes, and except for one, the last nuke. Of course, it's a Russian nuke.
Oh, of course, makes sense.
This being the Cold War and all.
Lex Luthor and Miss what's her name, Andy? It's not Mercy Graves in the show. It's the
no, because Mercy Graves wasn't created yet.
I can't remember her name. I can picture her.
His female assistant.
Yeah,
Miss Tessmacher.
Miss Tessmacher.
Miss Tessmacher.
Miss Tessmacher and Odo or whatever the hell the fat idiot's name is. God damn it. So they're like helping. They're pretending to be Russian, and I mean like Boris and Natasha pretending. And Lex Luthor has concocted this genetic. He's gotten the genetic material of Superman as well as like some other. He literally doesn't even fucking explain in the movie. He's like, I have like this cocktail, this DNA cocktail I've made that with the nuclear power from the sun and all the nukes will create the nemesis that will destroy Superman. And I shit you not, he puts like a little tiny like cellophane costume on like this jizz bucket he's going to attach to a nuke. Like it's like little like sparkly. It has a little lightning bolt on it. It's just ridiculous. So Superman doesn't know what Lex is up to, and of course he's gonna know nukes. He grabs the nuke, he puts all the nukes in his big giant fisherman's net and throws them all into the sun and thinks, I've saved the world for good. Now I can finally go on vacation with Lois. I don't. Ignoring the amount of time it takes to travel between Earth and the sun.
Even the plot of this is just like, what? Who thought this wasn't like this is a great movie plot for Superman?
I'm a big Superman apologist. Nobody can apologize for this film.
Is this a movie that like came out because like
have you not seen it?
How have you not seen A Quest for Peace?
I've seen A Quest for Peace, but it's been probably like 20 years.
I watch it once a year to remand myself how bad it can truly be.
That's
also a masochist, but
that's
whatever.
your poor life choice.
We have to, if we don't learn and pay attention to our mistakes, we're bound to repeat them.
Please, Justice League.
Okay,
no nuclear
I don't
man.
want to go over the entire plot of the film. The nukes go into the sun, and Superman's on vacation and whatever. And here comes Nuclear Man. He is like an Aryan's wet dream. He's got like the blonde mullet locks going. He's like bronzed and fucking ripped, and he's wearing the little costume that Lex put on the jizz bucket on the fucking nuke that he made for him. And he's powered by nuclear energy, I guess.
But
he shows up and he's got no personality. He's got no lines. When he does talk, he sounds like fucking Zeus from No Holds Barred. Superman. It's just like, who the fuck wrote this? Probably Christopher Reeves, but it is what it is. His superpower is all the powers of Superman, and he can grow his fingernails.
God damn it, Meg.
God damn it, Meg.
There's an episode
he can grow his fingernails?
Yeah, did you see the episode of Family Guy?
I'm still stuck on the fact that one of his powers is that he can grow his fingernails.
Yeah, and he scratches Superman.
What is he, like Edward Scissorhands, but like the bad version?
It's like nuclear Edward Scissorhands. When he scratches you, you get like radiation poisoning or some shit.
So according to IMDb, the writers of this movie, Lawrence Connor, he wrote the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
They made 6 of those?
With the original cast, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And Christopher Reeve got a story credit.
Oh. See, I kind of feel guilty for shitting on it, but then again,
His story credit was probably no nukes.
they were, yeah,
right.
and they actually like.
I am a fucking Superman fan till I die,
Right.
and even I don't think this film is good.
Oh, the guy also wrote the Beverly Hillbillies. The one with Jim Varney as the.
Oh, Vern, can we not talk about that movie, Vern?
Oh,
Oh, he wrote Jewel of the Nile.
now you're just
So-
we've gone into a whole other tangent.
I'm going down this rabbit
You
hole.
found the rabbit hole. We need to dig you out quick.
No.
All right. Well, he's burying his own, digging his own grave over there. So Nuclear Man and Superman get into a big fist fight, and it is not Man of Steel good. It's not Dawn of Justice good. It is like wire work, slow moving. It's just not.
So
I
it's
get
Batman
what they
and
were
Robin
trying to do.
good.
They finally wanted Superman to fight somebody who was as powerful as him, but the special effects were not there yet. And so Nuclear Man has like 2 lines in the whole movie, and Superman just buries him on the moon.
Sweet, because that's what you do.
I mean,
That's what he did. He
That
buried
makes
him on the moon.
Did he also plant his grave with the American flag that's on the moon?
I think what it boils down to is at some point he throws him into like a nuclear silo. The big this nuclear chimney stacks. He throws him down there, and I guess that like unmakes him.
Sure.
I don't know.
Again,
Absorbs all of his
Like,
nuclear
oh
power.
my
I just hear
Yeah,
everything about
Andy's
this.
got it. It cools his nuclear powers so
Yeah.
he becomes nothing.
that's what those things do, right? I
and
mean,
then Hillary
man.
Clinton sold him to the Russians, right?
So,
I think so.
don't get me wrong, I'm a pretty like left-leaning, like anti-nuclear war liberal, but that's not how nukes fucking work, man. That's just not how they work.
not usually, no. I mean,
So
they usually smash
that's the end of
atoms together.
Nuclear Man, and also the end of the Christopher Reeve Superman films, because fuck, who would produce or pay money to
That-
help them make another after that?
Right.
Yeah, so you had a villain so bad it actually ended their career.
Right.
They had
It
nowhere to go
ruined
after that.
Superman.
There's nowhere.
People were actually done with comic book movies. But you know what? But you know what's really sad is this to me is it almost mirrors like the Batman films, because like Superman 1 and 2, the Donner cuts, amazing. Nobody can disagree, except for maybe Giant Cellophane S. But the rest of the films are really good. But Superman's 3 and 4 are fucking garbage movies. Same thing for the Batman films. Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns are awesome fucking movies.
Mhm.
89 Batman. But then you got Batman Forever.
Oh, nipples?
And
Batman and
that is
Robin.
when,
Yeah.
and then you get Batman and fucking Robin.
You get the back
And
credit
so-
card. You get
Yeah, the black card.
yeah.
So the Schumacher Batman films are like it's like an SAT question. Schumacher Batman is to Superman A Quest for Peace. It's
Makes sense.
both of these heroes got treated really poorly later in their film series, and it sort of killed the comic book film industry for a good 15 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, until about Blade.
Until Tim Burton decided to repeat history. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah. Oh no. I don't know
Oh,
why.
no.
I don't know why.
No,
I don't know
yeah.
why I went Blade with that. I don't know.
89
Kill me.
Batman,
Oh, no.
and then
Oh, no, no,
X-Men
no.
in 2000.
yeah.
Yeah.
X-Men 2000 pretty much reinvigorated
Where we
the
are
super-
now.
No, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well, I mean X-Men
Tobey
kind of started
Maguire.
Yeah.
Fox bought Marvel's property.
properties.
And then it was like, hey, let's make movies out of it.
Man, then they made Superman, then they made Spider-Man 3. Shit. Anyway, so yeah, Nuclear Man, by far the most awful, pointless, stupid fucking villain, and he's a Superman villain.
I can see that.
Technically,
now. I've never seen it.
I don't think
actually,
they.
so-
I don't think they ever brought Nuclear Man into the comics involved.
My
Like,
God,
yeah,
I hope not.
Why
No,
would they?
no. The closest thing to Nuclear Man would be the Sentry.
Yeah.
I actually had that thought because when I looked up Nuclear Man to do a little bit of research, I was like, oh, he does look kind of like the Sentry.
He does.
That was my first
Maybe
thought.
Hyperion, if anyone here is
Right.
familiar
Yeah.
with the Squadron Supreme. I love
Right.
Hyperion. He's fucking brutal. But one of Marvel's
Right.
kind of
Marvel's like equivalent of Superman, but
yeah,
It's
when Marvel was
just
trying
a-
to do like hardcore.
Well,
like,
yeah, it's a character they don't really use very often because he came from a different comic book company that they bought out.
right.
he also wears a WWF champion belt, which is
Which is
fucking weird.
I'm all for
But
that.
yeah, he's
You say
Marvel's
weird,
version
I
of
say
Superman.
You should always
Not
wear a belt.
as-
Yeah,
Always.
you say weird, and I say amazing.
Jesus Christ, you fucking trailer park wrestlers. I don't understand. Anyway, so
Sure.
yeah,
Well, at least
Nuclear
they
Man
didn't-
garbage.
At least they didn't make
So-
the Nicolas Cage Batman in like the 90s.
You mean
Oh,
Superman?
the Superman. Nicholas
Oh,
Cage
Superman.
Superman.
Superman lives. You said Batman.
Oh, sorry.
Superman
Tim
Superman.
lives.
Burton.
Superman
Tim Burton
lives.
Superman.
Yeah.
When Nicolas Cage had the long, like
Long
almost
hair,
shoulder length hair.
The low V cut suit.
Yeah.
You guys aren't gonna be happy till I fucking shoot myself on camera, are you?
Please don't.
All right.
Well,
No, I was going to say there's a good documentary about the making of that.
yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
So
I was just saying. I'm just
so I
bringing it
got
up.
my comic book Jones and out of the way. The other villain I could have wanted to come up with was one that isn't a comic book villain. It's a film villain, and it's really more of a conglomerate villain. But it's one that fucking irks me to this day. Like I can't watch this movie anymore. And granted, the majority of this director's work is pretty much unwatchable, except for maybe 2 films, maybe 3 now with Split. Yeah, I'm talking about our good friend M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh God.
Signs. The villain is an intergalactic alien race that has come to take over the planet. But the first like 4/5 of the film is like Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix in a basement or getting around their house. Like, is it real? Are there actually aliens? Is this all like just a big twist? No, the twist is there's actually aliens. And they're the stupidest fucking aliens in the history of science fiction.
What a twist.
First of all, if your species weakness is water, like you're the Wicked Witch of the fucking East, maybe trying to take over a planet where 75% of the surface area is saltwater is a mistake.
That's probably a bad idea.
You are smart enough to do intergalactic travel.
Thank
you fucking pick a planet that is water.
Well,
Hey, let's go to this green one. It won't have water on it.
I was also going to
Andy
say,
makes an excellent point. If you are capable of faster than light travel or the ability to at least colonize another world other than your own, you're not going to make a better choice than the planet that's going to murder you when you land.
Well,
give me a fucking break.
He also stole that
in this.
No, I was going to say he also stole that twist from War of the Worlds.
Yeah, but at least War of the Worlds, it wasn't water. It was bacteria, germs in general, which they would not know about. Like if you were an alien race, you might not know about bacteria.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
You know water, like
right. I mean, I what I'm saying is that M. Night Shyamalan just stole it. Like,
idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least on the War of the Worlds, it was an actual.
But H.G. Wells makes a good point in that the thing that would defend the planet would be microscopic bacteria because
they wouldn't be immune to it.
Their immune systems couldn't handle it.
Right.
You just give them a bunch of SARS blankets and call it a day.
Jesus Christ. You want to give them like a barrel full of beads for Louisiana while you're at it?
Sure.
That was like a... I don't know, weaponized like what it might be.
Cholera blankets, smallpox.
Yeah.
Smallpox.
Read the history
whatever.
book, fucker. Damn. So here's the fucked up part of this film. Like the entire movie is building up to this. At some point in time, they have like there is an alien like on the opposite side of a door, and they're like, oh god, there's an alien. Let's like escape. It's a wooden fucking door with a doorknob, and it's not even locked. And this alien can't figure out the door. It can't get through a wooden fucking door. This is an alien race. They fucking came from space. They have fucking FTL drives and water and recycle machines and laser guns and they can shoot like gas out of their fucking hands. But nope, doors. Sorry, bro, you're done.
Doors are hard, man.
They try reaching under
and they cut his hands off with a fucking butcher knife.
Right,
makes sense.
I actually enjoyed that movie until the plot twist. Like,
you know what?
Wait, so the water was the plot twist?
Said earlier, Tim. You fucking said earlier that you don't trust anyone whose opinion, like they like Batman versus Superman. You like fucking Signs. Hypocrite. Bullshit.
How exactly
I wouldn't
am
wipe
a
my
hypocrite?
ass with the celluloid of that film.
I didn't say that I didn't like I said I liked the movie until that point the first time I saw it.
But you actually
I didn't
began
say
liking
outright.
it. There was a point where you liked the film. I never liked this movie.
Okay, yeah, when I was 14, sure. Sure.
We all like different stuff when we were 14, right, Andy?
Ooh.
Sure. Ooh.
What?
Like
blacked out again.
I still think the scene with Joaquin Phoenix in the closet watching that birthday, I think it's still a tense scene. And that scene works. He's watching. So Joaquin Phoenix is watching the news, and they're showing
every time you say his name, I feel like you're saying walking, like walking Phoenix,
walking to Phoenix,
walking
Christopher
Phoenix.
Walken.
Sorry.
Is watching the news, and they're showing a kid's birthday party, and they see an alien, and an alien walks by. I think when I was seeing it in the theater when I was 14, I thought that scene worked as a tense scene.
Sure. You hadn't found anything out yet.
Right, yeah.
I've never watched the movie since the first time. I watched it one time and I was like, oh, that was it.
Right.
I never need to watch this ever
which
again.
is usually my reaction to most
shit happens for a reason. It's Shyamalan just really being pretentious. It's not a good film. But he's tried to do a sci-fi movie and given us the most unbelievable, like unintimidating alien race. The fucking aliens from Independence Day would wipe the floor.
Oh, absolutely.
With the Signs aliens. They would wreck them. And so the climax of the film is that the aliens are real and he's kidnapped Macaulay Culkin's little brother. Kieran Culkin.
I think it's Kieran Culkin, yeah.
Oh, okay. And they're in the living room that the daughter has been like filling up glass jars for like weeks for no reason. And Joaquin Phoenix, who's like an ex-baseball player, like he's like, swing away, Merle. And he just starts smashing glasses of water to like put water, like, dude, get a super soaker. Like, this is the most asinine, inefficient way to put water on an alien.
Also, swing away came from like this like the last thing that his wife said, like when she died in a car accident.
What?
She says this to Mel Gibson when she's dying after she's been split in half by a car stuck to a tree. She says, swing away, Merle. And Mel Gibson never understood what it meant until the aliens came.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, there's more efficient ways to get water on an alien than smashing jars of water.
Get a fucking squirt gun. Get a bucket.
Get a hose.
Get the hose.
Your
house literally shoots water.
Right. Hose. Right into the sink.
So M. Night Shyamalan has created. I mean, we don't need to sit here and discuss M. Night Shyamalan's fucking atrocities against mankind are well notated. We
absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. The Sixth Sense was okay. The ending was obvious.
Oh,
but Unbreakable's good. Split was really good. And the rest of his movies.
Still haven't had a chance to see Split yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Split yet, but the rest of them were awful.
Split's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
and since it's obviously tied to the Unbreakable universe, I'm excited for the third one, Glass. But none of his
shooting now,
he did Avatar: The Last
Airbender.
He fucked that up. He fucked this movie up. The Village. I've gotten into many arguments about The Village in my life.
I hate the fucking Village.
It has some merits, but The Village
that
still
twist
sucks.
that you saw that twist from the trailer.
Yeah, you saw it coming.
Obvious.
That's the Village is the movie that like turned me on M. Night Shyamalan.
Really?
That was like his second movie, wasn't it?
No, it's God, I don't know why I know this. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and then I think Signs,
and
then
The Village.
Village was fourth.
And I think after Village was Lady in the Water.
No, Lady in the Water is after Signs.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I think it was after.
That's a weird fucking movie too. Like,
that's a weird movie.
I haven't seen that.
I don't understand that movie. I don't get it.
I refuse to see it after the Village.
I don't know what's happening.
Nobody. I don't think that anyone in that movie knew what was happening. But yeah, so my two, like the two villains that irk me the most are Nuclear Man and M. Night's Aliens.
Good choices.
Thank you.
I agree with both of those.
I appreciate that.
They deserve that shit.
They deserve to be shit on.
I mean, if I ever see M. Night in person, I mean, this is one of those situations where I don't care about social decor. I'm going to tell him to his face, "Fuck you."
You ruined my 2 hours.
Avatar, dude, man, I love that show, man. It's a good show.
I've actually never seen an episode of Avatar.
I think it's good for a cartoon. It's got a lot of like grown up themes. It's well done, and it's really a long and overarching story, which I love, like epic stories about quests and destiny. So I mean, it's like an Asian Lord of the Rings, is what I try to explain to people.
Yeah, it was.
But M. Night took that movie and turned it into fucking like You Got Served with like really lots of whitewashing. Like
it was like Drumline, you know, like they had to go head to head each time.
Who knew that like a man of Indian descent would be the king of whitewashing in his films? Why'd you do it?
I don't know. Like why?
Just
it was on Netflix for a while, but I think Amazon has it up now.
Whoever has
Amazon
that
Prime.
movie needs to just drop it.
Get rid of it.
No, I meant I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean the movie, I meant the
No,
cartoon.
I own them all on Blu-ray, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's my two villains. Andy, what are your two villains?
Sweet. Yeah.
All right.
Let's hear it, Andy.
So I started with a Flash villain.
He has a lot of bad ones.
He does. And we always rag on it because we had a friend.
Yeah, they are, right? I heard that once.
We did. We had a friend who told us that the Flash probably had the greatest rogues gallery in all of comics.
Can we name names? Can we say his name?
I just wanted to slap. But the one that sticks out to me, because I've also said how much I hate Arrow people in all of comics.
Yeah.
This guy is that equivalent, but even
He's
worse. His name is Captain Boomerang. Not like, so I have a picture up that I need to...
Oh, you have a picture?
Yeah, to look at. It is the first appearance of Captain Boomerang. He appeared in Flash number 117 in 1960.
Oh, God.
On this cover, he is throwing a boomerang past Barry Allen. And he's like, all right, it's going to come back and it's going to hit Barry Allen in the back of the head. And he goes, I knew I'd eventually have to tangle with my nemesis, the Flash. It is your first appearance. You've never tangled with him before. And he's your nemesis.
A lot of assumptions being made here, Captain Boomerang.
Right. Yes. And you're attacking the fastest man on the planet with an object that you have to throw at him.
They come back.
So you're throwing a boomerang past him. And you're like, and the Flash is like, haha, you missed me. And he's like, oh, no, it's going to come back. Barry Allen, we would all agree, very intelligent.
He is like a CSI and detective.
Doesn't know how fucking boomerang works.
I mean, in his first appearance, he also looks like a magician at a kid's birthday party.
He does. he has like a Whopper hat on.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were going to show the picture.
Oh, I can. You want me to?
Yeah, the camera's over there.
All right. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Get up there, bright and close. Like, oh, wait.
It literally doesn't show.
There you go.
There you go.
What is going
I love.
What is he wearing?
He's wearing fucking blue spandex with polka dot boomerangs on it.
Didn't he become a Black Lantern at one point?
Yes, he died.
Yeah,
the first Captain Boomerang does die.
And then he gets.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Saying how he has the ability, kind of like the arrows, he could throw explosive boomerangs, flaming boomerangs, electric boomerangs, and then when he died, the White Lanterns actually gave him an ability where he could create energy boomerangs.
Oh, okay.
But you know what he can never do? Throw a boomerang that didn't come back.
Right? That would completely negate who he is.
when he died, at least they tried killing him on a bang by killing Robin's dad. But then Robin's dad also killed him.
They had to make him relevant.
Robin's dad?
Yeah.
He killed the third Robin's dad.
Tim Drake.
He killed Tim Drake's
Tim Drake.
I was like, the Flying Graysons. No, he's not killing him.
No. He killed Tim Drake's dad.
And it's
but then
really
who also killed him too.
That makes no fucking sense. Like, who thought up this villain? Like, dude, the boomerang.
The people who actually created Barry Allen.
Wow.
The same people that said boomerang, Mirror Master, Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, I can actually understand.
I like Captain Cold. Like even in the Flash show,
he's a poor man's cool. Mr. Freeze. I get it.
Right.
Okay, but speed creates what?
Heat.
Friction. Yeah, which creates heat.
But it also cold reduces friction, and that's the whole premise. Before he does it, he actually cools them off, and he actually can hold them for a second.
This man could travel time with how fast he goes.
I'm not saying it makes sense all the time.
I will give you Captain Cold. A boomerang.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When you have to shoot an object or throw an object at a fastest man alive.
I don't think anyone is going to argue with you against Captain Boomerang.
No.
Captain Boomerang is arrow bad.
You're right. Worse than Arrow.
You're 100%
He's arrow bad and an already bad. You are the worst of the worst villains.
Because what if it's windy that day? The boomerang might go in a different pattern than you threw it.
He can adjust for the wind.
He's just that good.
And then I even thought on top of that,
you thought?
They throw him into the Suicide Squad movie.
They did.
Right?
They barely threw him in there, man.
Do?
He had a beer.
Yeah, he drank it wasn't beer. It was like energy drinks, wasn't it?
No, he was chugging Foster's.
I don't even remember.
Australian.
Okay, I thought they were like energy drinks. I didn't think they were beer.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Did we have a backstory?
I forgot he was in it.
Foster's. It's Australian for shitty.
Do I have a backstory for Boomerang
in that movie? Like, did we learn anything?
We didn't get a backstory from anybody. Really,
except we got a backstory for Deadshot. That was it.
That was
you got to see Flash
a little bit
for
of Harley.
A quick second.
Yeah, it was like oh, we're gonna talk all about Deadshot, and then we're gonna talk about Harley for like a scene.
For like a montage.
Right.
Let's not talk about Suicide Squad. I don't have.
Yeah, that's bad enough. Boomerang alone is bad enough. I mean, like, we've been there. It's been done. Like, I don't get it.
Nobody fucking gets
it. If your nemesis can run faster than time, essentially, what good is throwing something at him going to do?
Right.
Well, they needed more Australians to buy
you are using the word
comics.
nemesis very liberally.
Like, even the Arrow, only way he ever, did anything to Flash was when he surprised him. Like, he trapped him. He outsmarted him. That was it. That was it.
And he always says, he was like, haha, you missed me. He was like, I wasn't trying to hit you. Like, Captain Boomerang is like, I'm going to use this boomerang to hit you. I hope Barry Allen doesn't know how a boomerang works. Fuck.
Okay. What was that?
Excuse me. But as good as the Batman's villains.
Yeah. As good.
Yeah.
Maybe better.
Boomerang would be equivalent to...
As a Batman villain?
The Riddler?
Victor Zsasz. I'll give him Zsasz.
What?
Maybe.
Who said this? Because I don't... Who? Because I don't remember this.
You weren't around.
I'll give you his initials.
Oh,
I'll give his initials.
Okay.
It goes with
It's BS.
The comment.
His initials are BS.
Still don't know who this person is.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Inside
cool. I'm odd
jokes.
man out. That's cool.
It was like before you even like were.
It was before you
cool.
hanging out
I'm
with
odd
us.
man out. It's all right. I'm just...
So yeah, Captain
It's
Boomerang.
back when Andy lived at his old place, and
yeah. So not much more to say about it. Sorry. It is what it is.
Sorry,
It's
Australia, but your hero is a shite.
So my second one, I kind of went back to our childhood to dig this one up, and it is the one and only Skeletor.
Hey man!
Hey man!
I remember as a child, Skeletor looked awesome.
Yeah,
his staff
He's
with the ram head on it, awesome.
His castle, awesome.
He has a hilarious voice.
He does.
He has all the good makings of a villain. He has a great lair. He looks like he's menacing.
He does look menacing for an 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he has like all these henchmen.
So Skeletor's main drive, his goal is to capture Castle Grayskull,
right?
So he can now rule Eternia.
Makes sense.
Why you would want to?
Well, it's all about power. It's kind of like what Sauron did.
Cool. I hate that I actually know this, but the reason he wants the power of Eternia because it gives him control over reality. If you actually watch Masters of the Universe, which is a Dolph Lundgren film, and Skeletor's actually kind of badass in that live action film. The rest of it is shitty, but Skeletor's kind of like, he wins. Like in the beginning of the film, he takes over Castle Grayskull and gains the power, becomes like Golden Skeletor, and he can basically fuck shit up. Like it's actually kind of frightening. But no, cartoon Skeletor is impotent. He's
so, I'm gonna read a list. These are the powers that just Skeletor possesses. He is able to control a vast range of dark magical powers.
So he's a sorcerer.
Such as the ability to teleport himself and others.
Voldemort.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Send telepathic commands to his minions.
Okay.
That's
He
good.
can grow plants.
He can grow plants.
Hypnotism, illusions, reflection, freezing rays, and he could open gateways between dimensions.
All cool powers.
What the fuck?
Grow
plants. But you can grow plants? Like, what is that?
He might have a hard on for poison ivy. So he can do all of this himself.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He relies on the most incompetent henchmen ever created.
Lockjaw.
None of this.
Trapjaw.
Lockjaw. His power is like,
Lockjaw.
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw. That's what I was thinking.
Ram Man.
What? Ram Man?
Ram Man.
Is that a porn name?
No,
it
he
should
just
be.
would put. He's like a poor man's Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very poor man's Juggernaut.
I'm the Ram Man, bitch. No, they're not the same ring.
No. Beast Man.
Beast Man.
Beast Boy.
I don't even remember the green guy with the googly eyes on the top of his head.
Who
kind of looked like Merman. He had suction cups on his hand.
It's not Evil Seed, is it? Or King Hiss?
You spread.
I remember King Hiss.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ!
But this man, Skeleton Man,
is a Skeletor.
There's no skeleton.
His powers alone, because what powers does He-Man possess?
The power of
The power of Grayskull.
The power of Grayskull.
Yeah, the power of Grayskull. He says
he's pretty much super strong.
He's a big sword.
He's got the sword, the magic sword, and the battle cat.
Yeah.
And Skeletor can do all of this.
And She-Ra.
And like you said, the film adaptation got him a little right because he could just walk in and pretty much do what he needs to do. And you rely on just, it kind of reminded me of Shredder when he's like, you brought me babies. I'm going to use them anyways. Like, why?
Where's Phil going? Wait. Oh, okay.
Yep.
He-Man! Fucking Beast Man. I'm with you on this one, dude.
Season
I get what you mean. Like,
season.
Because I was thinking, like, one of mine I thought about doing, but I didn't, was Shredder. Because in the cartoon, now in the comic, Shredder's badass. He does a lot of shit. In the old cartoon, what does he do? He just stands around, yells, and wears armor, and has his footmen do everything.
And lets a lets a pink alien dominate him.
Right, like he doesn't do shit. Right, like Shredder was the worst villain back then, like in the comics, because they were just scared of him for no reason because Splinter told him to be.
He apparently knew ninjutsu, maybe at some point. I don't know. He just built a fuck ton of robots in the car.
Fight somebody? I never even saw him fight somebody in the old
in the 80s cartoon.
Yeah, old cartoon.
He literally fucking makes a shit ton of mutants every episode and like makes them fight the turtles.
It was dumb. Anyway, but yeah, I get what you're saying from the Skeletor comparison.
So Skeletor, yes, in the cartoon was pretty much like the figurehead of the evil army that he had, and it was, you guys go do my bidding, even though you probably can't even spell your own name.
Well, it's because he's scared of He-Man, because he knew that sword and Grayskull could kill him, so he always sent these inept douchebags to go do his job for him, because he didn't want to take a hit in the mouth himself.
Plus, if you're a king, you always try to send out your
minions.
Yeah, no, but here's a guy, but Andy's right. Here's a guy with like a plethora of badass abilities who's a fucking incompetent douchebag.
I don't think he ever used them. I don't remember him using freeze ray.
When did he ever grow plants? I can't get past that power.
He might have had a little maybe he likes a green thumb, a little chia pet.
Hey, maybe he likes, he's a little 420 friendly. And
sure,
that reminds me of an episode of Thundercats where Mumra grows plants and they're named Silky, and Tiger gets like woo
with Silky.
Yeah, dude, it's an anti-drug
Mumra was
episode.
another one. All of our 80s, the Shredder, Skeletor, Mumra,
Cobra Commander,
all didn't do shit.
All of them very powerful villains that relied on the dumbest people around.
Yeah,
that sounds really familiar.
Megatron did stuff. He did stuff though.
Did he?
Yeah. Megatron and both Optimus Prime always fought. They always ended up fighting at the end.
Animated Transformers film, the first one where Unicron shows up, Megatron fucking kills like 3 Autobots in the first 10 minutes.
That's the only thing I could think of was the movie. Like I can't think of the actual.
He kills Ironhide.
In the cartoon he kills people, and then even if you watch, I watch Beast Wars. I like
Beast Wars. Beast Wars, he wins.
He wins. Like he actually takes. He actually gets rid of.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I watched. I never really got into Transformers. It was a little before
Beast
my
Wars.
time.
The premise is
Rex.
that the Transformers and the Decepticons go back in time to prehistoric times. Obviously, they become beasts, but
they scan the things around.
I remember it being on Fox.
Megatron successfully kills Optimus Prime in stasis on the ship that landed, and changes history.
Huh?
Yeah,
I didn't know that because again, it was before my time, and when Beast Wars was on, I was like, I'm going to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
This is what I thought was so stupid about that Beast Wars, even though I enjoyed it. Megatron gets to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Badass animal, right?
And a 2-headed dragon.
What does Optimus Prime pick?
Gorilla.
A gorilla.
Fucking really?
A gorilla. Like, you had all of these options.
Were gorillas around back then?
Apparently. He picked a gorilla.
Fucking primates, dinosaurs.
Sure.
Well, there was a cheetah back then, too, because Cheetor.
I don't think...
Fucking for real?
So, gentlemen, once again, I'm going to let my nerd flap on the table real quick. When the Transformers and Beast Wars land on prehistoric Earth, the dinosaurs are actually already extinct. The Decepticons that turn into dinosaurs do so from fossils that they've found. But like cheetahs and gorillas and shit, that all actually was alive.
There was also a bug one.
Scorpion.
Like, to be honest, my knowledge of the Transformers goes to the animated movie and the first 2 Michael Bay movies, and that's it.
Well, it sounds to me like you're not qualified for this conversation.
What's that?
Sounds to me like you're not
legitimately
qualified
didn't hear you.
for this conversation.
Go back and watch Beast Wars. It actually ages pretty well.
It does.
Not cool. Disqualified.
For the technology they had back then, how they made the animations, pretty good.
I remember, I kind of remember it.
All right, so we got through Skeletor.
Yeah, so those were
ventured off
into
the world.
Into the 80s.
So, in an all-encompassing globe, Flash's Rogue Gallery.
Yes.
80s cartoon villains.
Yes. equally as bad.
Skeletor suggests
people hold on to it. People hold on to it because nostalgia. They're like, oh, but it was He-Man. He was so cool. No.
Well, he was made to sell toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, also, Skeletor, I think, is kind of well known in the pop culture. I mean, he's on a Geico commercial right now.
Yeah,
he is.
Oh, he's well known everywhere.
He looks awesome. He does. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
And part of the bad guys that we like, they got to look cool. Darth Vader looks cool. Darth Maul, shitty villain, looked cool.
Have you seen how He-Man looks in that crossover little number?
I like him a little more as Prince Adam. That pink shirt, his little furry pants.
Before we move on to the next group of villains, if any of our listeners haven't, you guys should check out. Just go to YouTube and put in Skeletor TCBY or Skeletor sells ice cream, something like that. That's a fun little Flash video. And there's also another one where they do what's that song where like I wake in the morning and I step outside.
Oh, with He-Man singing it?
Yeah. And Beastman, and I pray.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah.
Four
check that
non-blondes.
shit out,
non-blondes.
too.
Not two. There's
Two
four.
of them.
There's four of them.
Just half.
Man, I quit today.
Tim, have you been drinking?
No, I have.
I actually haven't.
Yay, beer.
Neat.
All right.
Tim, what are your villains?
Who's next?
What you got, baby?
Thanks, Sweetums. So I chose a Flash villain as well.
Goddamn Flash villains.
Stupid, sexy Flash. And I went with Reverse Flash.
Fuck you,
Not only
really?
because, it's more his motivation than anything.
His motivation's terrible.
His motivation's
love his-
terrible. Like,
you guys-
he's a cool villain. He's a cool villain. He's got cool. All right, Toodles. All right. So he's a cool villain. He's
Right.
got cool power. Like I like the
Well, you like
that
his
he's
powers
the,
because his powers are Flash.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
he's
that's it.
that he's the opposite of
He's a faster Flash.
right.
Well,
but-
at first.
Yeah.
His motivation, because in DC with the rebirth and all that, his motivation is that he's pissy with Barry Allen because Barry Allen used the same piece of advice that he gave him, and said the same thing to Wally.
Wait. So he's just jealous.
So what was
So
the
he was
advice?
jealous.
He's a teenage high school girl. That's
He's like
jealous.
a 16-year-old girl that gets jealous. So like
He's a
therefore
sociopath.
he's gonna go.
Well, yeah, but still, that's stupid. Like, at least the show did better than that.
Right. Yeah. At least the show did better than that.
The CW knew better.
Right. And and they wrote it much better.
Right. Like, if the CW does it better than the Rebirth, something's wrong.
So he said, you gave me some advice.
Right.
You gave Wally West the same advice.
I'm
I'm going to go through time and fucking kill your mother.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That was it.
It's pretty sweet.
I think it's I that motivation's just terrible.
I mean, so
I'm
you
sorry.
so here's the thing. Why with lies with me with the power thing? If your powers are the exact same of your hero, it's kind of stupid.
No, not always. Sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's pretty cool.
Like
Zod.
you could still make him a speedster, but not make him exactly the same way.
But what makes them better is who is Superman's main villain? Lex Luthor. A complete opposite.
Yeah, a human who tries
Batman
to outsmart
and the
him.
Joker. Complete opposite.
Polar opposites.
Like, there are some good ones.
Right.
You said Venom is like an exact same as Spider-Man.
Similar.
Kind of.
Don't even try to
He
stretch
shoots
him.
webs.
He literally shoots fucking webs.
literally-
He's got a big
webs.
fucking
But they're
spider
not
on
even
his chest.
technically webs. They're like
Yeah,
goo
but he still has strength like Spider-Man does. He still regenerates like Spider-Man does. He shoots webs like Spider-Man does. The only difference is that the Venom itself is a symbiote. Like, it's not a
But
real
to me, like
person.
I like Venom.
You're
I wouldn't put
biased
him as
fuck.
I am biased. I will admit that. But to me, he's still not Spider-Man's like. I would
arch
put
nemesis.
I
You
would
like
put
Sandman. Sandman for you
I'd put
is
Green Goblin and
No, I hate
Dr.
Sandman.
Octopus
I
before
like-
already Venom.
but,
Green
okay.
Goblin and Doc Ock.
Okay.
Complete opposites. Of
So again,
Spider-Man.
we've kind of gone down a wormhole.
I think we have for each of us
Right, exactly.
so far. But
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the whole reason why he went into time to go kill his mother was essentially the fact that it's the equivalent of you broke up with me over text.
What's
Right.
the advice?
right.
What's the advice
Like-
you gave him?
It was like something. Shoot. I
don't
had
even
it. I
know?
have it.
Yeah, dude.
I
like,
tried
is
finding
the
it.
entire
I tried
crux
finding
of your
it.
But
argument.
it's in
You gotta
Rebirth, so
tell
it's
me?
probably
No,
something
it's-
like
yeah,
it's probably like, hey, if you run in a circle real fast, you can throw lightning.
this is true. I mean, no, Phil's right with it being the crux of my argument, and I don't have it up on my phone.
Well,
it was essentially like keeping time or have time for everyone.
that was it.
Say that those were like it was like along those lines.
So essentially, he's saying, hey, make time for everybody.
And he was like, "So I'm going to make sure you have no time for your mother."
pretty much.
What the fuck?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it was
That's psychotic. I mean, he's a sociopath. but-
because Eobard Thawne goes back in time and watches Barry do it at like Wally's graduation because he gives Wally a watch that has it inscribed on the
What
back.
the fuck? So he wants to be like be BFFs with Flash.
He's
So to
pissed
do that, he
off
kills
because
his
in his
mom.
time, the Flash is revered. The Flash is like practically worshipped in Central City. So he's brought up to like, he's nothing like the Flash. He's a complete self-centered narcissist sociopath who hates living in the shadow of like what the Flash thinks people should be. And he recreates the experiment and gains the Flash's abilities, all to make it seem like he could do it better. But he can't do it better because he'll never be as good as the Flash. So he takes personal offense to this and goes back and fucks the Flash's life up.
So in Rebirth, Flash is revered,
right?
And he becomes like this a Flash in the 25th century.
Okay,
but he's stealing people's life force to do it.
Oh,
and he doesn't even deserve to be revered.
So Barry finds out about it. Yeah, so Barry finds out about it, puts him in prison. And then, like, through rehab, and he feels like
he
he's
has to
better.
go to rehab for
gotta go to rehab.
Absorbing life
everyone said no.
Right.
It was like his heroin.
So then he goes back to the past.
Gotta get back to
and
the past.
That's when he sees. And that's when he sees Barry and Wally together, and that's when he's like, "Well, I'm going to go back and kill your mom."
Wow.
That's how I do it.
It's just right. I think just the motivation is just like you said. It's the equivalent of.
It's like why? What?
Right.
You could do like, hey, I'm gonna go screw up, your relationships. I could go screw up all. No, right to the mom.
I will say is badass.
It's extremely like morbid and
it's just
dark.
Like I said, like I like Reverse Flash as a villain. I think just his motivations are shit.
It is shit.
I'm gonna have to disagree here only because I super like the Reverse Flash and I like villains that share powers with their heroes because
he's exactly the same as the Flash. Nothing's different.
Well, it's
just his personality.
You're not wrong, but that's the cool thing about it, though. So it's sort of it's obviously a cliche trope in hero movies where they have a villain that has the same powers, but it serves a purpose. The whole point is that it's not the powers that make the hero; it's the man with the powers. Like the Flash and Reverse Flash can do the same shit, but Flash wins. Why? Because he's not a fucking self-centered narcissistic asshole.
Right.
Except when he does Flashpoint, then he's an asshole.
Right, exactly.
Fuck you, Barry.
All right, so we're a little split there, but I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
All right, so who's your second one?
I think it's another one that Phil's going to shit on me for.
Oh, God.
I feel like it. I'm not sure. But Carnage.
Get him, Andy.
Walk away.
Get him, Andy.
Walk
Get him,
away.
Andy.
Oh, Carnage. Okay, explain it to me because I'd have no issue with Carnage. Fuck you.
Okay, sure. Like Carnage is just a ripoff of Venom and Joker. It's a ripoff of two better villains.
Okay, so,
like I can't give me a motivation.
Well, okay, so it's Cletus Classy, right? It's a serial killer, right?
Psychopath.
Hillbilly.
Okay.
Hillbilly.
Whatever.
Hillbilly
psychopath.
So essentially,
name's fucking Cletus.
Just bad.
I feel like he was created because at the time they turned Venom into a good guy, and they're like, well, we need to replace him somehow.
But that makes sense, though. If they make Venom a good guy, the symbiote is drawn to bad things, right?
No, actually, that's incorrect. The symbiote is an intergalactic race, and they're actually used to help people protect. They're like, think of them like Green Lantern suits in the Marvel universe. But the problem is the host can corrupt the symbiote, and that's what happened with Venom and Carnage.
Okay, so I mean, if Venom goes good, which I know he does for a little bit, you need a bad symbiote. There always has to be a bad symbiote. It's kind of like, I don't know. There always has to be a villain. Like you can't just Spider-Man can't be like, oh, I have my friend symbiote now.
Friendbiot.
Like it makes no sense.
Right.
Plus Carnage is way worse than Venom.
Tim's
like
not wrong.
He murders people.
It is Carnage. His personality and behavior is Joker.
It is.
Yeah. It to me like it's rip off. At least just be creative.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Marvel and DC
why
have
is
been
he
stealing
red?
from each other for the better part of a century. Let's not even like hold them accountable.
Wait, why is he red? Because Cletus had red
blood.
hair.
No,
he merges actually with Cletus's bloodstream and becomes
that's what it is.
He's inside
because
of Cletus.
it's like a piece.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
like, it's like a
Cletus is
piece of
so,
the-
Why do I
like,
know this shit?
Because I don't think it's like a full-on symbiote. It's like a piece.
Carnage
of
is
the,
awesome.
Of the,
I don't fucking care if he's a ripoff. I don't care if
Wait,
he's
why is he
ripped
awesome,
from the
Andy?
Joker.
Let him talk.
I'm asking.
The fact that he is a serial killer, that it, like, he's not like, oh, I want power. Oh, I want to dominate. I want to control. I need money. I need
Right.
wealth. He wants to kill.
Yeah.
He wants to maim. He wants to destroy.
Thank you for describing the Joker.
Right, you
for
just
me.
described the Joker.
I love the Joker.
Well, absolutely, we all love the Joker.
I love Venom.
You Marvel.
I love the Joker. You
He's
combine
an agent
them.
of
You give me
chaos.
Carnage.
Yeah,
Right?
You just like you. Okay, it's
But
like
what-
Marvel's like, hey, that character over
But
there
Marvel was
is really
missing that.
cool.
Who in the Marvel universe was that?
No, they didn't. I'm not saying they had one. I'm just saying like that they literally like, oh, let's copy this and
That-
make it different. That's it.
And he looks awesome.
He looks like Venom. He's exactly the same.
Thanos and
he's not.
Darkseid.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Venom-
copy. And I
yeah.
get that happens a lot.
Venom is brute, power, giant,
Right.
bulking.
Like I get that.
Carnage. Just because they have goo coming off of them is not like, oh, you're identical.
Kind of.
I
They extend
mean,
parts
like,
of them out. They do tentacle things.
I mean, like Phil said, like Thanos and Darkseid, like they look similar, but at least they have enough fleshed out that they have become their own character.
I didn't
Well, they
fucking say
should
that.
have
I don't put words in my
What's that?
mouth. I didn't say that.
No, all I said, no. All I said was that you said that Thanos and Darkseid, they're like
They
they're
look
similar.
identical,
Yeah, he
but
didn't say
Thanos
that
like
you-
literally worships Lady Death, and Darkseid's an actual character.
I did. See, now you're putting words in my mouth.
See,
No, I
now
was
you're
just
just being
saying
DC biased. It's okay. We get it. You're a DC fanboy. Anyway, so I mean, I get. I'm not. I like Carnage. I have nothing against. I love Carnage. I think you're right. They needed that chaotic character in the Marvel universe that just was killing people for no reason. There was no rhyme or reason to it, and that makes sense. They needed that. But again, like Tim said, it's an exact carbon copy. So
Mhm.
we're not saying that himself. They could have made that character without the symbiote, right? Couldn't they have brought in some other way?
I think Cletus Cassidy serves a purpose in the Marvel universe. I think Cletus Cassidy, like Andy was saying, he is this like he's a villain that Spider-Man at the time had never really come across.
Right.
Every villain Spider-Man fights is some sort of animal totem with a bullshit past, and like they're all sort of
Or
like
magic.
gray area villains. Like, oh, Sandman lost his baby. Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, they
Well,
all
he-
had some kind of drive.
Morbius, the vampire.
He was a
They all
he was a
had a
good
reason.
guy. Like Morbius actually starts off like as a normal scientist, and then he's not
Yeah.
even
He's
evil.
a scientist trying to cure his rare blood.
Right.
disease.
He's-
So
well,
what I'm saying
good
is
guy.
you could have had Cletus Cassidy not with a symbiote. You could have made that character different.
But the symbiote at the time was and still is. It's cool.
I'm not
you
saying it's not
want
cool. I'm
something
just saying
that's,
they could have gone a different direction. It's possible.
They could have.
Cletus,
It would have
Cletus
been
isn't
fucking
a
retarded.
No, it
regular
wouldn't.
hillbilly ginger is not a threat to a guy
No,
like
I'm not saying you
Spider-Man
have to
without
give
a
him the same
symbiote.
backstory. I'm not saying to give him the same backstory. I'm not saying he has to be a hillbilly. I'm just saying he can be a psychopath the same way the Joker is. Like,
But my
you
point
could-
is, to a guy like Spider-Man, a ginger is not a fucking threat. You need to give him a symbiote to make him dangerous.
wasn't the Sandman a ginger?
No.
Oh, okay.
brown hair.
But what powers? That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I'm just saying you could have used something besides the symbiote. I don't have something on the top of my head that you could have given.
But
him.
then you have Victor
I mean,
Zsasz,
a
and I
symbiote.
fucking hate Victor Zsasz, and I don't want that. I
Right.
like
Or-
the symbiotes as villains for Spider-Man. I love Venom. I think he's a great villain. But he's fucking evil
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, he
he's
was original.
inverted Spider-Man.
Right.
Sorry, Andy. He is.
Right.
But at the time, the symbiote was original. Then, like Venom wasn't a completely original idea.
But here's somebody. But they expanded the symbiote mythos with Carnage, which is kind of important. They prove that it's not like always just like carbon copy spider characters. Like Carnage gets the symbiote and becomes like a fucking blood wielding
Right.
axe murderer, and
So again, it's the person behind the power.
it
We kind of
changes.
keep coming back down to
And
that.
which-
but that's what makes a
Right.
villain
Oh, I
great.
know. I'm just saying that it keeps coming down to that.
I,
Kind of like Doctor Doom.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
he could've been
get
great.
Andy's back on this one. I like Carnage.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've said it. I've liked Carnage. I can
the
see where Tim is
symbiote,
coming
the
from.
goo, the powers. That's not what makes Carnage.
Well, then I need you to stop
Cletus
playing devil's
Cassidy.
advocate, Keanu.
I mean, the only thing I liked about Carnage was the Maximum Carnage video game. I've got good memories
Everyone
of that
liked
video
that
game.
game. It was a great game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great game. Red
Did-
cartridge.
Do you have any of the Carnage comics?
I actually do have all of Maximum Carnage.
Jesus, take the wheel.
This
But
is
that's
like when
because
I
my-
insulted
that's
the
what you
Hulk.
went
That's because I've also been collecting comics since I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Did
That's
you
like going through my
literally
Batman
just
collection, like,
shit
fuck
on
Batman.
Did you shit on Carnage just to trigger Andy? Was that your goal tonight?
No, I actually just don't like Carnage.
Yes.
Like Maximum Carnage
You
came
own his
That was
books
the
and you
goal.
don't like him?
I bought them when they came out, and I didn't go back to be like, oh, I need part 10 of Maximum Carnage. I bought them when they came
There were
out.
10 parts
when I
of
was
that
like,
miniseries, right?
14.
I was gonna say, I was like, yeah,
That
see,
is Maximum
14. I thought there was 12.
Carnage right
I
there.
thought there were 12. You're right.
Or
yeah.
no, it might be 12 because it was for a full year.
Oh jeez.
It wasn't
Nerds.
for a full year.
No, it is
Fucking
14.
works.
It's 14.
It's
Fucking
It
it's
is
nerds.
14.
It's 14
Nerds.
because it was three. It was 3 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, 3 issues of Spectacular Spider-Man, 3 issues of Web of Spider-Man,
and then
Spider-Man Unlimited 1, and Spider-Man Unlimited 2.
Yes.
Big old
How
nerd
have
dick to
any
find
of
out.
you-
Spider-Man 361, 2, and 3. That's all you needed.
How have any of you had sex?
Says the guy who just went over for the full plot of 4. Okay. Oh no, wedding ring. I've had one of those before too.
Proof I'm not a virgin, though I talk like one.
Right.
All right,
Sweeney,
so I get it.
Spider-Man.
Carnage.
Sweeney,
What?
before like Andy and Tim like attack each other, what are your villains, please?
Are you hugging me? Wait, what is
Yeah,
going
what
on?
I was
was
going
that?
after
You're
Tim.
getting
Oh,
caught in the middle.
I just
Yeah.
felt like you were hugging me. I don't know.
I couldn't tell if that was a hug or like fake zombie.
I
I
didn't-
couldn't
I didn't get
tell. I still love you anyway, Sweetums.
I love you and your all right
All right.
haircut.
So everybody knows me, knows I'm a huge Iron Man fan, right? Like love Iron Man, have, Demon in a Bottle comic, love Iron Man, period.
And
Right.
for good reasons.
For good reasons.
You do.
I think he's a great hero. I think he's a humanized hero. Just basically uses his own intellect and what he can to make what he can. So again, my villains kind of encompass one area of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's all of the Iron Man villains from the Cinematic Universe. Because all the villains are self-made by Iron Man. None of them do anything on their own. They don't get to power with any other way, but they use Iron Man's technology. And that is it.
But isn't that sort of
How did
like
they do
the
that
whole
in
crux
3?
of Iron Man is that he's
Right, it is. And but see, what they could have played off of is actually Iron Man's inner demons, which they do in the comics so much. And in the
Right.
movies, they just kind of like made it like they just stole it from
The
him. Like it was
co-opted
so easy to
technology.
take from him.
I mean, I'll
Right.
give you Mickey Rourke's shitty
No, listen.
like Crimson
all of
Dynamo
them,
and
like so even the very first
Obadiah.
villain he runs into in the cave, all of his stuff.
no, okay.
Okay. The main villain of that movie, which was Obadiah, stole his arc reactor. Why would you even build this monstrosity if you couldn't power it? What sense does that make? And you didn't know that Tony made that before you built this big monstrosity. You had no idea he was going to make this thing.
Right.
And then you like just have it and just happened to be waiting in the wing just in case Tony, that technology he said that no one could built.
Right. What I meant to say is I'll give you like your dislike for Mickey Rourke's shitty character and
Right.
the Mandarin,
Yeah.
but I like Obadiah Stane.
first of all, Mickey
I like
Rourke
Jeff
didn't play the
Bridges.
fucking Mandarin. Mickey Rourke played Whiplash.
No, he
Ben-
said
No,
he said
no,
the
no.
two different ones. He's
No,
talking
I
about two
said-
different ones.
I
Not
said
the
Mickey
same.
Rourke and then the Mandarin.
And then the Mandarin.
Ben
So then
Kingsley,
again-
Sir Ben Kingsley.
Right. I'll get there. Let me get there. Okay. I'm on a roll.
Are you?
You're ending my rant. You're
So-
interrupting my rant.
So then you get the second Iron Man movie, which I thought in the second one they started to actually do the whole inner demons thing with him because he's like dying. He's dying.
Inner demon in bottle.
It's hurting him. So he's drinking all the time. He's just a mess. He's a wreck. Even Rhodey has to like help him out. I mean, all this stuff.
Mhm.
Great. Make that the premise of the movie.
Mhm.
Don't add in shitty villains for no reason.
Like it's a mix between Crimson Dynamo
Right.
and Whiplash.
So you add in this non-real character, doesn't exist, made up a story why he's mad at him, and then you also throw in Hammer Industries,
yeah.
who obviously cannot even compete with Iron Man.
You don't
Not
like
even
Sam
close.
Rockwell?
No, I don't like Sam Rockwell at all.
Damn.
But like,
Sorry, Sam.
obviously he can't. Hammer Industries cannot even come close to competing with Iron Man's technology. Not even close. So why is it a villain? Why should I care?
I mean, you're
He
going to
just
really
wanted
hate me
his
for
bird.
saying this, but I think a lot of those movies are fucking phoned in. Like the first
Right,
Iron Man's
exactly.
good, but
So
I like
I
Ironmonger.
I like the Iron Man movies. I just think they picked all the worst villains. And then when they do pick a good villain, finally, Mandarin, They give us this shit-tastic Mandarin that doesn't even have magic powers, can't do shit. It's just a phony person that's behind some terrorist group.
Yeah, he's not even like
He's not
The
He's
shittiest
not
part
Mandarin.
about that is they got Sir Ben Kingsley to play
Right.
the man, which
Right.
was
I
awesome.
thought was a great person to be the Mandarin.
I'm so
yoink.
excited for it.
So the one that I think Iron Man's main villain is the Mandarin. I mean,
Right.
I think that's his nemesis. It always has been in the comics because he has all these abilities that
The polar
counter,
opposite.
that counter technology.
science
You have
and tech,
technology and
magic.
magic. Like it's the exact opposite, and you ruin it.
They ruined it already.
Now the comics get it right every time.
They
I
do.
think. I have never read. I've never read a bad Iron Man comic. Even like the new Infamous Iron Man with Doctor Doom.
the last Mandarin appearance like a few years ago, he played Tony in his own game and went like legitimate with his own business and stuff like that and tried to take Tony on that way, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah. It's always a good premise. But this movies, they tried, I get it jump started the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe and got what we have now, which I agree. The first one was awesome. I liked it. I'm just saying the villain, not the greatest.
Right. I mean, I'll agree with you there.
Now, Ironmonger, I like Ironmonger. In the comics, I think he's a great villain.
Because I mean, I'll agree with you there because
By the
Mandarin is a
dude.
villain that you gotta build up to.
Right. And the
I'll give
Mandarin
you
is
that.
like his main villain, and
Right.
you ruin it. You completely shit on his main villain.
Sweeney,
And then you bring in the entire.
I'm sorry, dude, but I don't really think that Iron Man has a good rogues gallery, man.
I never said he did. I'm just saying, like the villains you have that are in the comics compared to what you had in the movies are completely different.
Yeah, they're not this. They're not proper adaptations. You're right,
Right.
But I
Obadiah
think even if they
Stane was
had
pretty
done
close.
that, you're still not going to get the results you want because you still have
Yeah.
Iron Man villains.
I mean,
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Obadiah
Well,
Stane.
the Mandarin could have been a great villain.
Yeah, Obadiah Stane was pretty much the same one from
Yeah.
the
Ironmonger,
comic book
same.
because they pretty much just truncated Armor Wars into 2-hour movie.
But again, it's like, oh, I'm going to build this suit just in case I can find something to power it.
right.
I can't hate
I mean,
Obadiah Stane.
yeah.
He's the dude.
Yeah.
He's the big
Oh,
Lebowski.
I agree. And he's intelligent. He's smart. He stole the company from Tony. Great. Good job.
I think what rubbed me wrong about it, when you watched Iron Man 1 and you saw Obadiah Stane and he used Tony's tech to fight Tony, it was
Right.
like, okay, cool. Then Iron Man 2, they're using Tony's tech to fight
Iron-
Tony.
it
And
happens
then I was
every-
like, now you're cheapening
Right.
the
Tony,
first
you're
one.
cheapening Tony.
You are.
You're
It was
cheapening his
just-
technology. And it's never going to be as good. 'Cause
Cheapening, I
Tony
like
is
that.
like,
Like
what,
the writers
I
got in
think-
there and they're like, hey, let's just do it again. And it was
and like Tony's like,
Bigger is better.
Tony is
Sometimes.
what
He
like
was even
he's one of
bigger.
he's like 5 top smartest in the entire Marvel universe. Like so you're not going to match his shit. Like you're just not. Like he puts
He's
his damn
not even
suit in
top
his bones.
6, dude. He's not even top
He's top
6.
5. They actually ruled it. He's top 5. Look it up.
Mr. Fantastic, the
No,
Beast.
it's not. No, it's not Mr.
Dr.
Fantastic.
Doom.
It's Moon Girl first. Moon Girl is
Moon
not
Girl
number
now.
one.
Moon Girl's number 1 now. She's smarter
Yep.
than
Yeah.
fucking Mr. Fantastic, who's God. Who's God. He's making multiverses.
Look it up. They did Marvel themselves did a rating, and it was Moon Girl first, and Iron Man was 4 or 5. I forget which
I
one.
don't
it
want
was.
to call pandering on Marvel, but pandering Marvel.
So then even in Avengers, which was like the first compilation movie altogether, you get another Tony Stark villain, essentially, that he made. He built himself.
Who, Ultron?
Well, I mean, let's
Oh,
not
the
forget.
second one. Oh, the real
Don't forget
second one.
Iron
I
Man
thought you were
3, the
talking
real
about the
villain.
first one.
No, sorry. No, it's not even the real story because Hank Pym makes Ultron.
Right. And they just hadn't
And they had
introduced.
Hank Pym. They could have used him.
Not at that point.
Not
They were
They
making
hadn't
Ant-Man at
yeah.
that point.
I mean, Ant-Man
Yeah, but
came
I
out
mean,
like
he
2
was
months
Oh, it
not
had
later.
come out, but
in-
you could have introduced Hank Pym.
That would have
Like,
been
he
kind of
could have
cool to
happened.
show Kurt Russell and have him like, was
Right.
it Kurt Russell? No, what,
Michael Douglas.
Michael
Sorry.
Douglas.
They're the same person. Fuck it. But yeah, have Michael Douglas get a
Close enough.
cameo and he shows up as Hank
Right.
Pym. That'd been great.
Right, and he's in there and he makes Ultron. Don't just have another Tony, like Tony freaking out again, and oh, Tony made this thing. Oh, nope, it's attacking Tony again.
But isn't that the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like they make 12 movies about how Tony keeps fucking up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's my whole point.
It's
That was it.
you know, guys, I get it, man. Like, yeah, how many times are we gonna have Tony like try to like stop someone from misusing his technology? I get it. He's
Right.
trying to right the wrongs of his past. Oh.
Right. Yep. Inner demons, all that. I'm a drunk, I'm an alcoholic.
I
drugs.
get
I
it.
have
You're a
PTSD.
diehard Iron Man fan, and you have
Oh, I
every
am.
right to be. And it's a misappropriation of your character. I get it.
Yep. That's my number 1. My number 2 is paying homage back to our childhood, very first Nintendo. The villain for Super Mario's Bowser.
King fucking Koopa.
Yeah.
You guys remember where my
So-
video game to movie adaptation arguments?
Right.
Bowser.
Yeah. So you have Bowser, who apparently his whole existence is to just go steal Princess Peach and move her to a castle. And once this fat plumber happens to find that castle, move her again.
Sorry, your
And that
princess is
is-
in a different castle.
That's the entire premise of the entire
Also-
Marvel or Mario story. That's it.
So the entire premise of Mario is very sexual assaulty.
It is. He just like, I'm going to kidnap this woman,
Right.
take her with me. Keep
Bowser
her
is
locked up.
currently running for Senate in Alabama.
Oh my god. Just Rob Moore Bowser. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Topical
Man.
humor.
It kind of makes sense.
I pause.
But everybody loves Mario, right? I mean, you're not gonna dislike Mario. I mean, it's a fun side-scrolling game.
I'm Italian.
Great.
I love Mario.
They've made several adaptations. It's been around since the original Nintendo, gone up through now the Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's been around. But the villain, they even try to like now them to themselves. Bowser is a joke.
What was Bowser's
Also-
ultimate goal?
he had
He wanted
no
to be
goal.
King Koopa. He wanted to be king of the Mushroom Kingdom by forcing
Yeah.
Peach to marry
Right.
him.
right?
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, what?
Also, in most games, you defeat him by jumping on him.
Right.
Or over him.
Or over him.
Or hitting the
or
axe
over
and
him.
dropping him in
into
lava.
dropping
Right,
in lava.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you played the
That's how you
Nintendo
get
64
Vader.
version, you had to avoid him
want
just
Vader?
falling on you.
Right. Yeah.
Don't forget the clown
Avoid my
copter.
fat ass, Mario. Arr.
And he
Oh,
always
yes.
gets, he gets, what's the word I'm looking for?
Foiled.
Yeah, always
Foiled,
gets
yeah.
foiled by the same plumber in the same castles.
Sometimes
Mario
it's
and his dumb
and
his dumb brother.
brother.
And Green Mario.
Let me
Green
posit a
Mario.
theory for you, though, Sweeney. You
What's that?
say that, and don't get me wrong, it's very like sexual assault predatory that he keeps kidnapping her and trying to like force her to like marry him against her will.
Right.
But
yeah,
it happened. How many Mario games have there been?
a lot.
I lost count,
I
gentlemen.
mean,
30.
I mean,
Let's ball
Game
what,
Boy,
30,
Nintendo,
35?
Super Nintendo, and
oh,
64.
yeah.
Every
I'm not saying it's
Mario
not
game.
popular.
But here's my point. She keeps getting kidnapped. At some point in time, when are we going to victim blame? Can we
Do
please,
not blame the
I'm
victim.
blaming. No, I'm going to blame Princess Peach because I think that she actually like wants to like go away, but with Bowser, that she like has a thing. She might have some Stockholm syndrome, like Beauty and the Beast type shit. And Mario just keeps fucking up their relationship. Oh, you guys got real quiet.
I was gonna go game.
I was going to say, is this
You're-
Game of Thrones? Like
No,
Rhaegar?
I was
exactly.
literally thinking that exact same thing.
No.
This is some
Mario's
Lyanna
Jon
Stark
Snow.
shit, and Bowser's Rhaegar Targaryen.
Right.
And Mario is just that dick, Ned Stark, and Robert.
If-
Mario's Robert Baratheon. Mario's Robert Baratheon trying to fuck up
Robert
a perfectly
Baratheon.
happy couple.
Wait, does that make Luigi the gay brother?
Yes, it does.
Renly?
Right,
Yeah.
It does make him
And then
friendly.
Waluigi is just
Yeah, and then they try to bring in more villains like Waluigi and
Wario.
Wario.
He's like Walter Frey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on to something.
So at this point, right, so Wario and Waluigi are now at this point have taken over being the villains because Bowser's so stupid and inept that they're like, well, he really can't be the villain anymore, so we got to find something else because his whole premise, he's gonna take the queen, he's gonna take the prince again.
Let me also posit this: the Koopa kids. Somebody birthed those children.
Oh no.
But I think the way they just look like Bowser's craps.
Well, Mario doesn't live in Mushroom Kingdom. He just keeps coming back to the Mushroom Kingdom when shit goes down. So
you're
like he goes
essentially
away.
A short. You have a short plumber addicted to shrooms. Could this just be in his head? So he's just following some random chick on the street.
I'm just saying,
It's
like he
all-
leaves in Mario 3 and comes back in Super Mario World, and Bowser has 7 kids. It's not a
Right.
coincidence. I'm telling you, like Peach and Bowser have like an estranged.
Isn't he kind of a turtle, right?
It's like a dinosaur turtle thing.
Yeah, and
spiked
turtles lay
shells.
eggs.
Yeah, no.
And like we learned from Jurassic Park that life will find a way.
Oh Jesus! Are you saying that Bowser switched his own gender and asexually reproduced?
Why not?
With himself.
Why not?
Fucking, where's Jeff Goldblum?
Life will
when we
find a
need him?
way. Those are my two. I know my first one was a broad spectrum, but it still bothers me. And good old fashioned Mario. Short, fat plumber, addicted to shrooms.
Well, You see, the at least two of you have severely fucked up my childhood, and I hope I've helped to continue that. But yeah, like I'm glad that not every villain is flawless. We've got shitty villains out there, and
absolutely,
but we have some great ones. We have a couple of them, but sometimes even they can't save a film. Suicide Squad.
No, they cannot. The Joker cannot save everything.
That was not the Joker.
It was not the Joker.
We've already talked about that.
We have talked about that.
We've already gotten that argument several times.
Guys, I think we covered a lot of important ground. We've saved lives tonight. You did well. But
now you know.
I just really want to talk about our upcoming episode. I'm really excited about it because Justice League comes out this week.
Comes out Thursday.
So excited.
So we will be having a review done by next week. So we'll have it out. It'll be spoilerful. So go see the fucking movie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
go see the movie
Yes.
this weekend.
Stay through the credits for the first time in a DC.
Two post-credit sequences.
Yeah, so
Stay through the credits for this
Two?
Two of them.
2 thumbs up.
Dose.
Just guy.
I you know what? I hate to say this, guys, but I don't care how bad this movie has the potential to be. I'm excited. I wanted to see this since I was a kid.
I'm excited to see how they do it.
Both post-credit sequences have leaked online, and I'm not watching.
No, don't do that. Don't ruin it to yourself.
I'm not watching.
No, I'm not.
I stopped watching all like the little like TV spots.
Yeah, me too.
Clips on Facebook that are all over the fucking
place.
place.
I try to
right
avoid
now.
it like
I'm
the plague.
I think they have like half this movie out in clips and trailers by this point.
All right. Well, thanks again for listening. Again, find us on Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Google Play.
Find us everywhere.
YouTube. And now we have video, so you can come see us in the person and know a face to the voice.
So you can see all of our pretty faces.
All right.
I'm coming to you live from Boston at the Patriots Stadium. Fucking Gillette. Fuck the Patriots.
Boo.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady.
And
He's the
Bill Belichick.
ultimate villain and the most.
There you go.
And unfortunately, he's not as inept as I need him to be.
Right. He actually good.
And then he got Bill Belichick, who's like his Alfred.
He's like the Palpatine to Brady's Vader.
Yeah,
that's better. That's much better. That's much better.
All right. Thanks again for listening to the Hateful Geeks. This is Sweeney.
I'm Phil.
I'm Andy.
And this is Tim.
We'll catch you next time.